People of South Sudan, you have become used to acronyms. Artigono. Ask yourselves, Araxis, the CPA. You heard from the representative to the Special Envoy for the Youth in Africa, telling you that you need to get your country back. I've come today to implore you, because what is happening in Juba is so crucial to us in Kenya. You've heard from my brother Ismail Ways that you are talking about 2.7 million Southern Sudanese living as refugees in the diaspora. Is this the country that was birthed in Nairobi following the CPA? Therefore, co-chair, I listen to you when you ask the question, what went wrong? Where did the rain begin beating the people of South Sudan? Well, when President Uhuru asked me to join yet again what is happening in Juba, I was very impatient, extremely impatient. And I came and told our brother President Salva Kiir that I'm a very impatient person. I don't know why President Uhuru have asked me to come and do something. But I came as a special envoy. Initially, President Salva actually wanted me to come as a chair of JMEC, another acronym. RJMEC now. Revitalize, joint, monitoring, whatever. Please, let's get rid of these acronyms. People of South Sudan, we love you. This is your country. Put your act together. After listening to the presentation of the co-chair, I was left in no doubt that anybody who walked out of this process must quickly come back. Come back in the name of this great nation. And I implore my friend and brother, Dr. Riek Machar and IO, to always place the interests of the country before self. That is, I'm coming to mention that to you. A great person. But you also heard very interesting things, that if I was to come from Kenya and want to take part in elections in this country, I must start a militia group. For goodness sake, this is the wrong way to start in a democracy. Excellencies, distinguished guests, people of South Sudan, a good idea makes room for an even better and greater idea. The national dialogue process is itself not conclusive and will not achieve a perfect outcome. Clearly it can't. And that's why I'm saying IO, and not just IO. Those in Rome, can you imagine people out there, the St. Egidio group, wonderful Catholic team. They worked with some of us when we were trying to help our brothers in Mozambique. Selfless, but surely, can't we get this resolution or whatever is outstanding back here at home? I therefore think that Rome should also feel that they are also included in this process. Let them feel that they can come home anytime. In Kenya, we have had a constitution that we inherited from the colonial government, and as years went by, we finally promulgated our own generic constitution, famously known as Constitution 2010. Between 1963 and 2010, we have made many constitutional amendments. Key among them was the transitioning from a one-party state to a multi-party democracy. We repealed then what was Section 2A of our Constitution. And then we promulgated in 2010, President Kibaki, with a lot of pomp and circumstance, the whole region coming, inaugurated a new constitution. When the nation was under the terms of that constitution, devolved into 47 counties and created the positions of governor. Now, what has happened in our country is these governors have actually become mini presidents. And I came back to Juba, and I found yourselves arguing over the number of counties. 32 plus 1. Of course, 1 is always a BA because the north and the south bracketed a BA. And now 32 plus 1. And we listened to David Mabuza, Deputy President of South Africa, and Ismail, my friend here, weighs, and listened to all of you. I had today 52 political parties. We were not as fortunate. I think we were dealing with a fewer number at one of the hotels here. And we came to some kind of a conclusion that it looks like the most viable may be 23 plus 1. But Kenya took the view that we thought, be bold enough and go back to 10. I therefore thank and congratulate President Salva Kiir for having acted as a statesman and did not follow the example of Kenya. We have 47 mini presidents. Therefore, in our case, we've actually revolved resources, devolved, the word is devolution, and we are still not quite at peace, as I'll tell you in a minute. Because we wanted, the vision of Dr. John Garang was that I heard that today, take the towns to the villages. Get the money out there. You know the greatest challenge to this wonderful nation is your infrastructure. And if you do not have those roads, for instance, as envoy to this country, my keep on dreaming and praying that the road from Juba to Kapota will be done expeditiously. Because our brothers from Uganda have actually, you've been growing the GDP of Uganda. Because we heard that you import all the food. You import all the food from Uganda. You've not gotten to the habit of doing your own food. Well, we don't want to join the queue by providing food. We just want to be able to make the connection between Juba and our port of Lamu, as President Salva Kiir actually participated along with President Kibaki. So we give you an outlet. I'm told there's a lot more oil on the southern side than to the north, to the Port Sudan. And you cannot therefore pump all the oil from this wonderful, resource-rich country up through Port Sudan all the time. Some of it you can pump through Lamu. And that is your country. Kenya has always acted as your gateway to the rest of the world. Therefore, we in Kenya started dialogue, because you can never stop dialoguing. 57 years since independence, you're only 9 years, and it is well that we encourage you to continue and deepen your dialogue. We have started what we are calling Building Bridges Initiative, where President Uhuru and his brother Raila Odinga, who had the honor to act as Raila Odinga's running mate, because we adopted a pure American system of Constitution 2010. Twice, for 10 years, political years, supporting my brother Raila Odinga. After what happened in 2007, the country blew up ICC. In fact, Kenya and the Sudan have something in common. They went calling and knocking at the ICC, International Criminal Court. But now we have learned our lessons. And therefore, even after bitter contestation at an election, where President Uhuru and Raila Odinga were calling each other all kinds of names. And I want to really ask that if you can import that measure of political discourse from Kenya, that you argue and you quarrel with your mouths, but you do not use the gun, the barrel of the gun, you're getting somewhere. Therefore, I want to urge that we demilitarize South Sudan. Anybody carrying a gun, please remember what my brother, the Special Envoy of the AU, reminded us. And I think President Ramaphosa also, through the foreign minister, mentioned that this is a year when Africa has decided to silence the guns. And this is where it should begin. This is where it should. So let us determine, as the Kenyans have decided, to argue with their mouths and quarrel, but at the end of it, shake hands and build bridges.